So what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Cool Espresso and welcome back to another video here today on the channel. One that we have not done in forever. I think the last time we had a face-to-face conversation with the camera here, it was something that we did it for the 25,000 subscriber special or something like that here on the channel. So it was a long time ago, probably about January. But today, I want to get some stuff off my chest. There has been a lot bothering me recently. I'm one of those people that like to just keep my head down, keep rolling, keep trucking along. And, you know, good things will come in that regard, right? Well, this is now something that I am just on top of finals, the stress of that, on top of the stress of work, on top of the stress of pretty much just everyday life. YouTube, my enjoyment, my outlet, seems to add even more stress lately. So, we're going to be talking about YouTube as a whole, and then more specifically our sub-community of the Call of Duty community in YouTube. And I heard a joke where, I forget who said it, but it was like, if you haven't made a video complaining about YouTube, are you a YouTuber? And so this is my contribution to that cesspool of... Okay, cesspool is probably not the best word to use for that because it's really a negatively connotated word, but my contribution to the overall YouTube is broken type thing, but in a general sense. So firstly, let's start out with the tippy top, the apex of the site, that being YouTube itself. YouTube as a whole has some problems. And a lot of people, a lot of creators will notice this more so than maybe just the average everyday viewer. Views are down tremendously, okay? And I've heard a report where it's been something roughly around 40% of views have dropped, like overall site-wide. So that said, to put it into perspective, I'm not complaining about my views. I think mine are, I actually am extremely lucky, incredibly lucky, and we'll talk about that a couple times in here throughout this, where it's not pertaining to me specifically, but it's something that is something I can definitely see. In my perspective, from my point of view, I once again got super lucky. I started growing, I hit a couple viral videos at a time where everybody started to go down. So it was kind of like a little breakaway path from that. But then eventually it all evens out, as all things do in life. It got to the point where the videos started to decrease, and then actually a lot of them just dropped out of nowhere. But to put it into perspective in terms of the view loss, it was something that I was averaging 40 to 45,000 views a day, and for a channel that's 51,000 subscribers large, not going to sugarcoat it, not trying to boost an ego or anything, that's pretty damn good. That's pretty good for somebody that is only at my size, and that might not seem like it because it's still not up to that 1-to-1 view ratio, but it's something that when you take into consideration 4 years of work, 4 years of people coming and going, and subscribing off of things that they might lose interest in eventually, that's actually astronomically good. So that one day was 45, 3 days later, 8 to 10,000. That doesn't happen. You don't have a 20% almost drop, or like of your total, so 80% drop rather, of your total views. It doesn't happen, and that was something that happened with YouTube in general. And now the thing with YouTube views is they're not anymore putting new videos into the searches or the recommended. They're now putting garbage, in my opinion, firstly, but then the things that are actually relative to you are something that is like 6 months to a year old, and they're not anymore prioritizing videos that are new and things that you'd care about that are new. So the whole system itself is just in a mess and shambles right now. And then on top of that, there's still the massive factor of the unsubbing glitch. And I'm going to be totally honest with you, I read something, I'm going to try and pull it up and see if I can focus it on the screen here for you guys. I read something today, not too long ago, where one of the official product forums and community management made a post saying, "Hi everyone, we've recently heard from many of you that believe you've been automatically unsubscribed from a channel. We take your feedback seriously. We can confirm YouTube does not unsubscribe users from channels." What do you mean? Because that is something that I have had numerous tweets of people saying, "Hey, I watch your stuff every day, but you're not in my sub boxes, I don't get your notifications anymore, and when I went to your channel, it said I wasn't even subscribed to you." And then this is something that I do not understand at all. How can you take people uploading proof of them uploading a video and losing 30 to 40 to 50 upwards in those numbers of subs immediately after it goes live? That does not happen on a consistent basis if you're not doing it automatically. So that whole system itself is broken as well, and I don't understand and grasp at all the logic behind any of that in terms of where they're saying it's not a problem. You know, crystal clear A-OK here at YouTube headquarters. Nothing's wrong. You guys are totally imagining things. No, that's not the case. You have people that are losing subscribers, losing part of their livelihood because your site is not working. And sure, I wouldn't care if you do these rollbacks in sub numbers because the channel is literally inactive. The way that this new system is working is that if people get unsubbed after a video is uploaded, it's basically like the UPS guy or whoever delivers your packages, dropping a package off, that being the video, to the viewer, the person at the home, and if the person's not home or the account is inactive, then they take the package back and they cut the ties. They no longer get those videos. That's essentially what it's doing, and it's something that makes zero sense to me as to the logic behind that, and how there's nothing, we don't do that. Yeah, you do. And in terms of our community as a sub, like the YouTube is here, sub community is here of Call of Duty with hundreds of thousands of creators probably. 100 is probably the scope that I see on a day-to-day basis, but there is no doubt a ton of people that do YouTube for Call of Duty. Call of Duty right now, and it's no surprise that I've said this before, I have friends in Activision, I have friends in Activision PR, but I'll be totally honest with you, YouTube is not that great right now as a whole, and then YouTube and Call of Duty aren't the best mix right now either. People don't have the same interest in it as they've had in Black Ops 3, Advanced Warfare. I don't know if I would say that it's as bad as Ghosts was for YouTube. I don't know about that just yet, but you get my point. It's something that the public interest is definitely down. Modern Warfare Remastered is somewhat redeeming in terms of those views, but it's still, once again, a 9-year-old game, so there's not as much public interest. And once again, I'm not complaining for myself because, as I've mentioned, I feel tremendously lucky that I've had the relative consistency with my videos as I've had, and I'm super grateful to all of you that come back day in and day out and watch my content, my theories, my speculation, my discussions, my info, whatever it may be. I really appreciate that. But as a whole, Call of Duty this year is going to be a tough year. It's definitely something where there is not as much public interest. It's probably because the beta revealed literally everything in the game, save, you know, not everything, probably like 90 to 95%. There's some challenges, things like that weren't in there, but for the general consensus of it, it is definitely something that there was way too much that was revealed than what should have been. Maybe when DLC rolls around, maybe when Christmas rolls around, when people get more people get the game and there's more stuff to see, maybe we'll see a little bit of a jump and increase in that. But right now, any Call of Duty creator will tell you that it is something that is really tough to make content and to enjoy it day in and day out because it's just such a stress to try and come up with something that is interesting for everybody to watch. And it really eats at you. And one thing that's been eating at me even more, and this is something that's just mind-boggling to me, is that people are not anymore taking YouTube seriously for the content. They take it for the growth, and I respect the hustle, I really do, but there, to me, is a right and a wrong way to do things, in a way that helps the community and then helps yourself. Not what I'm seeing now where it hurts the community and helps yourself. That is the selfish approach to do it, and of course anybody that's growing off that will be like, it's okay, I don't really care because you're growing off it. But it says a lot in our community when there is people that are pushing out blatant lies, blatant misconceptions, blatant things that would never in a million years happen, and then people, for whatever reason, buy into it, subscribe, come back daily for more stuff that won't ever happen, and then it just continues to snowball from there. And the thing that bothers me recently is the difference in clickbait and misleading, and then what perpetuates even more of this cycle of coming back to it. Firstly, clickbait is something that it's been around for years. It's been around since the dawn of media. Anything YouTube, newspaper, Google, any article or anything like that, anywhere you read on internet sites or in actual print magazines or anything, the headline is clickbait. if it gets your attention and you get it and you start reading it or watching it, it's clickbait. A trailer for a movie, clickbait. The idea and conception of clickbait is to get your attention. But that is something that is not bad in itself, but instead has taken on a negative connotation as being something that is the most evil and devilish thing ever. Where it becomes evil is whenever you take something that is so radicalized and so sensationalized to be something it's not, and then it has nothing to do with the video and it just rambles on, and then there's like a 0.005% of the video actually pertains to the title. When people say the absolute best way to rank up in Call of Duty, and then they give you a list of the top 10 ways or something like that, sure, it can be considered clickbait to some, but it is something where it has relative information, it teaches you something, and it gives you more than one thing that is just the best way. So, I mean, granted, there is some discrepancy maybe in if you agree with it or not, but it's something that still follows the line and is relative. But whenever you take something like, everything in Call of Duty will get you banned, follow this one step to make sure you don't get banned, whenever that happens, and then they talk for 15 minutes about AppNana, My Free Apps, or whatever it is, use blah 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 for blah 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 for whatever it is, and then they do this and they ramble on for 5 minutes about something. Oh, this would be cool to see in this game and that game. I would like to see this in the DLC. And then for a split second they mention, oh yeah, remember that stuff that would get you banned? It's actually just like, don't go into glitch spots and you'll be good. You'll be good to go. And so, like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. So that kind of stuff is what really is the misleading stuff. And then what perpetuates this, people used to do this, and it would then make a cycle of where people could literally see there would be like 600 dislikes to like 20 likes. But people would grow off it, but they'd be okay with it because then they'd switch their content up after. But what perpetuates it now is this whole idea of giveaways and gift cards and stuff like that at the very beginning of every video. And I have friends that do this, and once again, I respect the hustle. I don't agree with it in any way, shape, or form, but it's something that perpetuates this garbage content because people will see this radical stuff that gets them to click, and then they'll be like, oh shit, I can get $20, $5, $10 off Amazon, PSN, whatever it is. They'll be like, oh, I gotta like this. And then every single time it's like, I'm doing a giveaway this month. Like every single video and make sure that your liked video subscription stuff is open, and then your Twitter is linked to YouTube and I can see everything you do, and then make sure you do it for a month, and then maybe I will give you $5 off Amazon. Yeah, that actually happens, and it becomes something where people buy into it, and then that, therefore, horrible content that would then be visibly known as horrible based off a like to dislike ratio is then something that it looks more so like 95% positive because people want this giveaway, and it just blows my mind. There are people in this community, and once again, taking myself out of the equation entirely, there are people in this community that deserve so much more attention than they have. I know so many people that deserve more than their 5,000 subscribers that they have, that deserve more than the 10,000 subscribers that they have, that people that put years of work into their stuff and are still at like 15,000 subscribers or something like that, and their hard work, their actual genuine unique videos are getting pushed down. They're not getting seen by as many people, they're not getting as much ratings, they're not getting as much in terms of the growth as the people that make genuine misleading stuff like, hey, I'm gonna use the ray gun in multiplayer. No, you're not. Shut up. This is misleading, this is garbage, and I just don't understand why this community has, not only from perpetuating the YouTube as a whole is broken type thing, but the whole idea that our community is now just continually spewing this stuff. It's not creative anymore, it's more so who can grow by the most misleading ways. And maybe on Salty, maybe I'm just somebody that is irrelevant, maybe I'm somebody that doesn't get the hustle, maybe I'm jelly, I need to go to jelly school as South Park would put it. I don't know. It's just something that's really been bothering me, all these aspects, and on top of finals and everything like that, it's just really eating at me, and I wanted to get it off my chest. I really hope that YouTube not only fixes itself, I hope that there's transparency with YouTube. I hope that our community comes together and gets over, firstly, the I don't even know how to put it without sounding like a dick. gets over the garbage that's going out. I hope people actually who grow deserve it. And right now it's a stressful time to be a YouTuber. So I'm not looking for likes, I'm not looking for anything like that, but drop your thoughts down in the comments if you guys enjoyed or agreed with anything I said here. Drop a like down below, and of course, if you guys are new to the channel, feel free to subscribe. Once again, this isn't anything where I'm playing like, screw the other guys, subscribe to me, I'm so much better. It's nothing like that. My content I enjoy making, that's what I do it for. I do it to bring my ideas, my thoughts, my feelings and opinions, and what I enjoy to you guys. And it just so happens that I've grown 51,000 people to see things how I do, and I think that's one of the coolest things ever. But once again, I'm not trying to toot my own horn or anything like that. I just want to see the best for everybody. I want to see the people who genuinely deserve to thrive. I want to see them thrive, and I want to see YouTube as a viable medium for people, not only this generation of creators, but furthermore moving into the future. I want to see it as a humble home for creativity, for people that love doing what they do and not just for themselves. I want to see them. I want to see the future of this site bright and paved with creativity, and not the downward spiral that we're having now, where garbage is recommended, where it has nothing that is relevant at all to what you watch or search on YouTube. I want to see it something where it's a fixed site, good content, and whether or not it'll happen, I guess we'll never know. So we'll see what time holds. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. That's been my little piece, and hopefully you guys enjoyed the sit down face to face. Once again, I'll see you guys later. Thank you guys so much for watching. Mine's been Nicola Espresso. Take care and peace. Wow. Hopefully you guys don't hate me after that. I don't want to be the bad guy.